Gamerdo 2088, and we're back for another Skylanders Ring of Hero video. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share my posts, just so I can be all the way at the top of the food chain, all that good stuff. So, broccoli guy. Damn you, broccoli guy. We're going to talk about why broccoli guy is the best unit in this game. Hands down, there's nothing better. Nothing. So no, he's in there like, broccoli guy's pretty good. He's alright. What you talking about, gamer? Like, what's going on here? Like, why is he just the best over everything? I mean, he doesn't really do any damage or anything. Kaboom, strong. He does damage. He, get him awake and everything. He's strong. No. Broccoli guy is unmatched by anything in this game. And let's talk about why. We're first gonna go into the villains and look at this nice little list of them. Got quite a few villains, so you be doing something. But villains are bad. And I mean, they're not just bad, they're horrible. Let's take the very first one you get, for example. Chompy. I like Chompy. Cool looking thing. Chomps on you, get his little chomp on. Yeah, cool little guy. I put investment into him early on to realize that the investment just wasn't worth. But before we go too deep into why Chompy wasn't worth the investment and why Chompy is considerably bad in comparison to Broccoli, let's go back to Broccoli and look at Broccoli's, skills. Primarily just the first skill, because the second one, everybody got something similar within the second one, which is their passive. But the first skill is fresh fruits and veggies. Delicious. So it says heals an ally with the lowest HP and decreases debuff count by 1. So a heal and a cleanse, it costs you no mana to use. You get +1 endurance to the ally when you do it, so that's good. So a 9-second cooldown, which is relatively good. So once you get the little passive up and get the skill usage up, then you can use it multiple times, which is good. You want that multiple times, because I believe you use it one time and then Broccoli's gone, or whatever like that. Now here's the key. Here's the trick. The killer what makes Broccoli guy so strong, is what comes in this kit. Now, you get the heal power up by 10%, because you want those heals to be strong. Because Broccoli guys start off with pretty mediocre heals, but they get stronger as you level them up and as you skill them up. But then you get this defense up effect count by 1. So you get a defense buff for 1 turn on top of a heal and a debuff decrease by 1. But you get some more heal powers. You go a little bit more, then the debuff goes from 1 debuff count to 2. Okay, then you go a little bit more, and then it says what? Grants HP regen for 2 turns. So now you have a heal, a defense buff, and a HP regen. Then your cooldown gets lowered, and then finally the defense buff goes up to 2 turns. So not only do you got this really good heal, a 2-turn defense buff, and a HP regen, all in one skill, all in one kit. Now, I bet you thinking now, like, gamer, okay, so that's cool, but why are the other villains bad? That's just, Broccoli, he's cool. Alright, let's go to my buddy I5, check her out real quick. I'm gonna just look at her, go to her skill, and we're gonna read. She got a 0 mana skill, and -2 endurance to the enemy because it's an attack, and it's on 11-second cooldown, and it says slams an enemy down hard and deals bonus hit, which decreases endurance by 2 turns. Good, great. So if you're doing anything like what I do with these little knockdown mechanics, with knockdown teams and endurance mechanics, that's cool. Now you get your cooldown time, which gets lower. More attack power is cool. Decreases the endurance by 1, so that's more endurance you get to do. More cooldown time, so that's like 9 seconds. Pretty good. We're getting close to where Broccoli at. More damage. Another one, 8 seconds, and then finally another endurance count. So that's 4 endurance. 4 endurance that you get to do plus your bonus hit. So that's good if you're doing something like that. But that's one thing. Broccoli had what? A heal, a defense buff, and a regen. I5 just breaks down your endurance. That's it. Alright, so let's go to Chompy again. Chompy got an attack, does 2 to endurance, cool, 0 mana, 4-second cooldown, 4 seconds, so it's up relatively fast. And it says bites into the enemy and inflicts damage. It casts defense down for 1 turn. 1 turn, okay, that's cool off the start. Then, you know, the effect accuracy, which is important to be able to land it, because its effect accuracy is only 70%, which is trash. So that's 80-90%, which is good. And then decreases buff count +1, so that's 2 turns. And then the cooldown down, some more attack, and another effect, so that's 100%. And the debuff count for another one, so that's 3 turns, death break. But that's it. And it's only to 1 enemy, not even the whole enemy team. You would think you would get an AoE death break. And the list goes on of how bad that they are. Now some of these villains are decent into some regard. They have some stuff that are pretty helpful, but that's it. They don't really bring as much as what Broccoli brings to the table to make them more useful or more effective in more situations. Because Broccoli you will take everywhere, and some of these other ones is only decent in the arena or some PvE content. So it's like, what? Are you serious? Broccoli can't be that strong. Since Broccoli heals, I mean, his heals can't be like that much. He's only healing 1 target, so isn't other healers better? No. And let me tell you why. Alright. So let's look at my buddy Grilla Driller. No, I love Grilla Driller. I put work into Grilla Driller. Got his heal, max skill. Bars. But let me tell you why Broccoli is still better than Grilla Driller. Grilla Driller heals all allies. Really powerful heal, strong. His heals even crit. I didn't even know heals can crit, but they can crit, so that's even more healing. And you get all this strong healing power. But the reason why Grilla is just not better than Broccoli is it costs 4 mana to use this skill on a 16-second cooldown. 16 seconds is cool. I'm fine with that. 4 mana, however, no. You got 10 mana limit. So you nearly half of your mana cost just for a heal. And if you're taking like heavy damage every turn, he's going to be spamming this right off cooldown. So those 16 seconds is going to go by fast, and then you're going to be in a position where you have no mana and you're going to want to put out damage, but you got Grilla just feeding so many heals. And it goes on. He's not the only healer, and he's just like a F2P unit. Let me scroll a little bit. Another F2P unit that's really good, but has the same problem. Hot Dog. Another one on 11-second cooldown, 4 mana. 4 mana for this heal. It's like, it's ridiculous. Like, it costs so much to get the healing effect. A really strong healer that's not F2P, which also 4 mana. And she has so much in her skill. You look at Flash Wing, so much in her skill. Now, the only thing, I mean, not the only, but one of the better healers in the game, because of what they heal, of how the heal is used, is Whirlwind. 0 mana, 8-second cooldown, so it's up relatively fast, but it's on a focus. So that means you have to wait 9 seconds, which you might as well add that into the cooldown, which is 17 seconds, which I don't mind waiting 17 seconds for 0 mana, but you have to charge it, and then you have to use the skill. So this is 2 turns that you have to get. 2 turns. So not only are you waiting for the skill to start off of cooldown, which is that first 9 seconds, then you gotta wait to get the turn to use the skill. And this is the best option you have, and this is F2P, and anything that comes close from what I've seen would be Deja Vu, which has a 19-second cooldown but costs 1 mana. But Deja Vu is not farmable in any means of anyhow, so you have to just be lucky to summon to even be able to build her. So it makes no sense. It's like, why is this one unit so strong? Broccoli is just immensely powerful, and I can't even comprehend the fact that this is like that. Like, Broccoli is just that powerful. Now, the first thing you think, oh, nerf Broccoli, but no. Villains need a buff. There need to be more to the villains. They need to add more, do more, especially once you start skilling them up, because Broccoli isn't that impressive until you start skilling them up. So the same thing should go for some of the other villains. Like, there are a few villains that I think might not need that big of a change, but some of the other ones need to be more viable in regards of, if I use this villain, if I put skills into this villain, it's going to provide me more. But even then, because you still would want to skill up Broccoli, where the real problem lies in is the healers. I would take Grilla Drilla at a 2 mana cost, or 2 to 1 mana cost, for 18 to 20 second cooldown on a heal any day, before I would take 4 mana for such high cost, because it costs way too much. So, if anything, the villains need to be buffed, and healers need to be buffed as well. Something needs to change so they can be more viable, not only early game, but a little later into your progression, just so you can use and do different things. So it doesn't have to be, so everybody don't have to feel like they must have Broccoli. Like, you can still use Broccoli in some kind of certain compositions, but it shouldn't be a must have. Like, there's literally nothing else as good or even as close to comparison where he outdoes every villain, to the point where if you're not building a villain for PvP, the villain's completely useless. Because I don't see really any of these other villains doing much of anything outside of PvP. And then the healers is like, if you're not building Whirlwind, it's almost pointless to build any other healer early on, because they're going to just suck up all of your mana, so your DPS or your tanks or whatever that you may be using won't even be able to do their skills as often as you would need them to be able to clear content. So that's just my thoughts on the matter. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you have any input, if you have any questions, if you want to elaborate or say some more, if I left out anything that you think I should add. And you can always catch me on twitch.tv/GamerDude2088, so you can see all the action live, so you can pick my brain, I can pick your brain, and you can, listen to all the good stuff that we talk about in the Discord chat. You can join in the Discord chat if you like all of that good stuff. And I'm out. Deuces.